Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 5th, 2026 regular council meeting. Tonight we will be led in prayer by Councilwoman Montgomery, and if you will please remain standing for the pledge. But also, before we start the prayer, could we please have a moment of silence for Officer Farthing and also the victims of last night's fire. Thank you.
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this beautiful night that you have given us to be together, warm and safe. And Lord, as we go through our council meeting, our regular meeting, may everything be according to your will, according to the help to our residents, as well as all that are involved in the services here in the city of Trenton. Bless this council and help us all. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Croucher?
Here.
Ms. Montgomery?
Here.
Mr. Profit?
Here.
Mr. Nichols?
Here.
Ms. Butts?
Here.
Mr. Rourke?
Here.
Mayor Perry?
Here. Under presentations, we have a presentation by State Representative Rodney Creech.
Before you say anything, Rodney, I'd like to thank you for coming tonight on the invitation of me and Mayor Perry.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite. I talked to Vice Mayor earlier this week, and he told me this was going to be a topic, and we had some good conversation regarding some possible legislation that can be coming from the state, so I kind of wanted to just kind of stop in. First of all, say hello. Looks like I got a couple of new people I need to meet and maybe have coffee with, so hopefully I can give you a business card before I leave, and we can get to know each other a little better here over time. But just wanted to stop in, say hello, and first time I've been here this year, and hopefully I'll be back here many more times. But you know, data centers is a very controversial topic across the state, and depending on who you talk to and where they're from, is if it's acceptable or not. And I can tell you that in some communities, they're split. You know, like they say, you know, marriages aren't perfect, and you argue with your partner. It's okay to argue with your neighbor. And so I just kind of wanted to stop in and kind of give a quick update. Again, there's starting to be some talk on policy for the state to quote unquote protect the state from data centers. We all know that AI is the future of our country and probably the world, I'm sure, and they got to go somewhere. Where are they going to go? I know in Preble County, there was one that tried to come in Preble County last year, and in rural parts of the country that didn't have the infrastructure that was needed, and it was fought off and defeated. And I know Trenton has, you know, the plans of bringing a data center in. And so why do I say all that? Well, I'm a state representative that represents 120,000 people over 3 counties, and it's a very diverse district, and it could be a lot more diverse, but it's a diverse district. And you know, what maybe flies in the northern part of the district may not fly in the southern part of the district, or vice versa. And so as a state representative, well, first of all, as a person, Rodney Creech, you know, I get a voice too. Even though I'm elected by the people, I get a vote and I get a voice. And the one thing that I compare this to is solar. When I was a county commissioner, solar came into our community. And I can tell you that you're not going to find anybody that fights solar more than I do. I'm not big on solar. That's not proven. You know, if you have something that works, use it. And if you don't have something that works, don't stop using what works and hope the other thing does. And so, you know, I was, as a county commissioner, I was put in a position that I had to make a decision that if I was supporting solar or not. And so what I told people was, Rodney Creech is a property owner and as a farmer, I'm 100% against solar. But if my neighbors want to put solar on their property, as a county commissioner, I'm not going to stop them because it's called landowner rights. And so you can have a position, as an elected official, I believe you can have a personal position, and I think you can have a position on the same topic as an elected official that represents a large population. And so, this evening, I've had some constituents reach out, about this. And all I will tell you is, Trenton, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. You've done a great job. It's been an honor to be a part of Trenton over the last couple of years, and to watch you grow, and to hear you, continue to grow, and to see what you're doing. The people that are elected up here are elected by the people to make tough decisions. They know the budget. They know the city. They know the people. They're looking out into the future. It doesn't matter if I disagree or agree, but as your state representative, I can tell you I'm going to support your decision. And if Preble County doesn't want data centers, I'll support them. And if you do, I'll support you. Now, if legislation's coming down through the pipeline, I'll have to make a decision. Do I support that policy or not? And I'll have to weigh it out. But for me to say I'm going to come down here and tell Trenton what they should be doing from the state level is against everything I believe in. I believe in local government. I believe in local decisions, and that's exactly what you're doing. And again, I just want to reiterate to anybody that's watching this or that's here this evening, what I used to tell people when I was a county commissioner, and again, I tell them today, the only difference between me and you is I eat, sleep, and breathe this job, and you read about it in the newspaper. And there's a lot of truth in that. Because a lot of people, they get all their information from the newspaper and social media. Well, first of all, you got to determine if that's even accurate. And then number two is all the pieces of the puzzle there. Now, I know you all, I hope we get to know who you all do. I know where your heart is. I spend a lot of time down here. I spend a lot of time with you. And I will tell you, I'm proud of you. And there's a lot of cities, and I said this at your groundbreaking up the road here not very long ago, there's a lot of people that would love to be in your shoes right now. A lot of people. So, with that said, does Rodney Creek support data centers? Overall, I really don't. But I'll tell you what, if one of my communities does, I'll stand right beside you. And that's just where I'm at. And I want that on the record. There's an election coming up, and I didn't have to be here tonight. I could have rode this. I could have very easily rode the fence, like a lot of people do, but I don't know how to do that. I've never rode a fence in my life, and never will. I'd rather tell people where I'm at. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. But let's just remember one thing. A long time ago, we used to be able to disagree agreeably. We used to be able to disagree and still talk to each other. I hope we can get back to that someday. It's okay to be able to sit down to the table and have a total disagreement over something very important like solar or like data centers, whatever you want to talk about. But we all got to sit at the table. We all got to keep open minds. And at the end of the day, just remember, when these villages and cities and townships and local governments are making tough decisions, a lot of times at the end of the day, they're making the tough decisions for the long term of what's best interest of the people that they represent. And it's usually around money. Because if you don't want growth and don't like paying taxes, you can figure that out. The more people you have, the more industry you have, the better off you are, the less you're going to pay for all the services you love and you use every day. And so I just wanted to come and say thank you for what you're doing. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. If you need anything, call me. I'm going to leave a couple business cards right here just in case I got to leave. I don't know how long this meeting's going to go, but I'm going to be here for a little bit. I'll leave an extra couple there too in case I got a ton of them. But that's just where I'm at, and I just want to be open and honest. Like I said, you all asked me to be here, and I think a constituent asked me to be here this evening also on Facebook today, which I'd already had the invite on my calendar, thanks to y'all. But I'm here if you need me. My cell phone number's on that card, and if anybody in this crowd wants to call me and want to meet for coffee and talk about this, I'm totally available anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we'll go to approval of minutes. Item number 1 are the minutes of the January 22nd, 2026 regular council meeting. And number 2 are the minutes of the January 22nd, 2026 council work session. Would anyone like to amend the minutes as presented to us? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
So,
We'll go with,
I'll say.
okay, Councilwoman Montgomery and Councilman Nichols. Roll call, please.
Ms. Montgomery?
yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher?
Abstain.
Mr. Prophet,
Yay.
Ms. Butts,
Yay.
Mr. Rourke,
Yay.
Mayor Perry.
Yay. We have no correspondence, so we'll move on to audience of public. If you wish to address council, please step to the podium and state your name and address.
Good evening. I'm David Ziegler, live at 209 John Street in Trenton. I know most of you already. Mr. Rourke, you and I have met. Ms. Butts, we've sat next to each other in council meetings before. I've not had a chance to get to know Mr. Prophet yet, but look forward to working with y'all. I don't mean to keep talking about the same thing, but as many of you know, over Thanksgiving, we did a blanket drive for the homeless and the needy. Over Christmas, we collected sock hats and stockings and McDonald's gift cards and all kinds of stuff for the same folks. And one of the most important things we did in doing that is we built a sense of community. It didn't matter where you went to church, if you went to church, if you agreed about data centers or didn't agree about data centers, or lived on, the Baybeck side of the tracks or over here. We built a sense of community. And our community's hurting right now. Over the last week, we've tragically lost 2 community members. One last night in a tragic fire. The other on Monday, who was killed in a wreck in Middletown that was the son and a grandson of a family here in Trenton. That now is when that building of community in collecting blankets and stockings becomes important. I don't know all those people personally or even know them at all, because I know in some situations where you even waiting for names to come out and things of that nature. But I hope there's someone in the audience today, if a family member or a friend is watching this online, I hope they, and you know what, let's include the Butler County Sheriff's deputy and his family.
Yeah.
That was injured today, not very far outside of our border. That if they're watching, or whatever their needs are, I hope that either through Facebook or through my cell phone number or through this council or through our police department or fire department, that they will reach out either to me or my group of volunteers, and we can do something over the next few weeks to support them. So that's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, council.
Evening.
My name is Bobby Onks. I live 6573 Cotton Run Road, Wayne Township. I come in here again to stand in favor of this data center project that's coming to the city of Trenton. As I stated last month, I represent the electrical workers, the unionized electrical workers here in Butler and Warren County. We had a building trades meeting yesterday, and I didn't get an official count, but every one of the building trades has residents that live in the city of Trenton. So I can assure you, if this data center comes here and the building trades get to work on this project, you will be supporting jobs here of your residents, at least some. So I just wanted to come and reiterate that fact. I don't want to get into the weeds of data centers. I understand I don't live inside this community, but data centers are being built all over Ohio. It has created an economic boom for this state, just like it will do for this city. Projections of 500 to 1,200 construction workers on these projects over 3 to 4 years. They're all going to be getting gas and groceries here in town, I imagine, and dinner too. So again, I just want to rise in favor of this project And if the building trades get to work on these projects, you will be putting some of your residents to work. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mayor, staff. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. My name is Angie Markham. I live at 600 South First Street. I wanted to start off by saying thank you to Mr. Prophet, Mr. Croucher, and Mr. Nichols, who came last week to the roundtable and spent 2 hours, a little over 2 hours with us. I thought it was a very productive conversation. It was nice to be able to sit down and actually take time hearing back and forth on both sides of everything. So hopefully you guys felt that way. I know that I did. One of the things that came out of that I wanted to mention here, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I think it's important for other people who may not have been there to hear, is it was emphasized that a lot of these concerns that are being brought forward, we really can't discuss yet because we don't have the finalized site plans. So we were reassured at that meeting, or the roundtable last week, that there would be time to address those concerns before any decisions were made. I just think that's important for people to hear that that's happening. And Mr. Beresford, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, is keeping a list of the concerns as they're being brought forward. So I appreciate that. Just wanted other people to be able to hear that if they hadn't. I also wanted to add a concern to that has recently come to my attention related to BESS batteries, BESS. I pulled it up on the EPA website, and BESS stands for Battery Energy Storage Systems. And according to the EPA, some of the concerns surrounding the communities and the first responders are the fire suppression, because it has lithium batteries in it that are extremely difficult to extinguish. The emissions, they can release harmful gases when they do catch fire. So one of the communities that is considering a data center, I can't remember which one it is, Barry, maybe. Lyons County, thank you, Barry, phone a friend. They have looked at this and determined that in their community, the community manager, whoever it is that is tasked with setting an evacuation plan if something were to happen, has determined that they would need a 5 to 10 mile evacuation radius. So that's not just near the data center, that's not just south of the railroad tracks. That's not even just all of Trenton. I looked it up because I was curious, and I'm a nerd. That 5 mile radius, if we take that out, that stretches partway into Monroe, that stretches down almost to 129, past New Miami, into 7 Mile, almost to Smith Park in Middletown. So my personal preference would be to not allow those. I'll go on the record right now saying that if we're gonna have this data center come forward, I think we should put a hard no on that, because it's not just affecting people near the data center, it could potentially be lots of people. It also got me to wondering what kind of collaboration and communication you guys are doing with the surrounding communities in an event like that. If something were to happen and we have to evacuate into Monroe, into Madison Township, into Liberty Township, what conversations are going on or are planned with that?
So at this point, once those plans come through and we find out if that is something they are using, then we'll have that conversation. But at this point, we're still in we have preliminary plans, but we don't have anything set in concrete of what will actually be.
Will we have any say as a community about being able to kind of say this is not something we're okay with having on site?
As far as like input, and we are having a representative, correct? Mr. Beresford?
Yes, we will have a representative, and that's been tentatively planned.
Okay.
For which date, do you know?
Currently, the tentative date is March 2nd.
March 2nd, okay, perfect. That was one of my other questions. Thank you for that.
It will be posted on our website and our Facebook, so I encourage residents who are inquiring about that to please look at our website and Facebook, and that will be posted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a quick follow-up with regards to hazard mitigation. That is typically handled through Butler County Emergency Management Agency.
Thank you for letting me know that.
Good evening, Council, Mayor.
Good evening.
Mr. Creek, appreciate you being here. And I come at you, well, Mary Blankenship, can't leave that part out, right here in Trenton. A couple things I want to talk about is House Bill 646. I know it's moved on to the second phase. Mr. Creech knows a good bit about that. During this week, there are also more bills that's coming through the Senate. The Data Center Grid Cost Reliability Act, Data Center Tax Break Bill, Power in Ohio Communities Act, Local Development Protection Act, a resolution reaffirming home rule, which I think y'all would be very interested in, the Ohio Power Reliability and Fairness Act, and the Responsible Water Use in Data Centers Act. So hopefully those can be going through the state, and that's our state elected reps, and they can do what we elected them to do. But on to what I want to talk about was a little bit of what I asked last time I was here. I brought a paper with me that's public records. It's a Butler County, it's a Supreme Court case here in Ohio State. On November 10th, 2023, Marietta filed this action for a writ of mandamus to compel the city to act upon the application by approving or denying it. On January 9, 2024, the city filed an answer to the petition, conceding it had not yet acted on the application and stated it was unable to do so until an engineering firm engaged by the city had evaluated Marietta's proposed use of property. I'm going to repeat that part again. It was unable to do so until an engineering firm engaged the city had evaluated the use of that property. On the same day the city's answer was filed, the city's law director engaged Verdontis, an engineering firm with experience in the environmental and engineering business, to review Marietta's submittals and address the public health and safety concerns implicated by the proposed use of property. Then I'll repeat that again. Address the public health and safety concerns implicated by the proposed property. As a limestone processing facility and mine within the city, upon reviewing the documents provided by the city, which ostensibly did not include the application, Verdontis issued a March 25, 2024 report in which it concluded this: the materials reviewed are insufficient to permit a determination to be made as to whether a proposed facility will protect the public health and safety within the city of Trenton as it relates to noise emissions, fugitive dust emissions, the potential for cave-ins, and groundwater impacts.
Did you mean the city of Marietta?
No, this is Marietta, Martin Marietta.
Oh, Martin Marietta.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the actual case from the courts, the Martin Marietta. This is actually the city of Trenton versus Martin Marietta. And this is some of the exact same things that I've stood up here and asked for are these health impact studies done? Is there an electric grid study done? Is there groundwater impacts studies done? The other night I asked for a moratorium, and y'all looked at me if council would. So tonight I'm going to ask it again, because the way I'm going to ask it, if you don't at least vote on it, you're telling us that Prologis is more important than us in what the citizens feel. But the citizens want to hear your voice on this tonight. So I'm going to stand here peacefully and ask y'all to vote on it, and I'm willing to stand here until you do, because I think it's very important to our city. I've said time and time again, I don't have no issues with what this city does other than this one issue. I could go out and have a drink with all you guys, have a meal with all of you, because I see you all as friends, I see you all as leaders. But the data center is a point where friends sometimes have issues with each other. And I'm here for the safety of the community. I'm not just here for the safety of 3,000 or 4,000 of us on one side of the track. I'm here for 13,000, or over at Woodsdale where there's 1,000 or so. Or the two houses that's sitting right down behind the plant that's going to be there about 700-800 feet from their facility. That's who I'm standing here representing, is those people that seem to not have a voice. So I want y'all to at least put it to a vote tonight and let us hear your voice where you stand. I want a moratorium at least for 6 months, if not a year, to where y'all can get the proper studies and everybody can be satisfied that this is going to be the right thing for our city.
Thank you.
We all vote on it?
It's not been a motion made to vote on.
Well,
Thank you, Mr. Blankenship.
Yes, thank you very much.
y'all said your piece. It seems like really just as more important.
Thank you.
You know, Barry 839 out of court. You know where I stand on this. And also, just to let you know, data centers approved in Jerome Township after a 9-month moratorium was released and being built now. Just to let you know, I know it's a sore subject for quite a few people, but I do stand behind it. I think it's partially part of the growth of the city. I really do. I know there's been things put out there on Facebook. I know Mr. Nichols brought up that it's not all the truth. A lot of people knows me in this town. Been here 67 years. Give me a call. We can go talk. I will tell you the truth. I won't lie. I'm a straight shooter. I can make AI tell you anything you want to hear. Anything you want to hear. But that is not being done correctly with Trenton Talk and the rest of it. And that upsets me very much. It really does. That we can manipulate, only show part of a problem that happened in this place. And instead of showing the whole thing, as it was once said, here's the rest of the story. If anyone needs to know that, go look it up. Because there's always two sides to every story. The second thing you brought up, Mayor, is that on this cutting grass and stuff, I did talk with the head of the EMA. He's going to bring it up to the EMA, also getting them involved, all the churches in this whole area. And as far as the sign, just let me know.
I didn't want to call you out directly.
I don't care. That's what I'm there for. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perry.
Council, I'm Rodney Profit. Years ago, I set up where you guys are sitting.
I remember.
Thankless job, for sure. But I've elected you guys to represent me and make decisions for the city. I have full faith in all of you. Ray, I've known you for 20-some years. Mrs. Montgomery, you came to council meetings when I was on council.
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton, we spoke a few times. She remembers back when I was on council. And we made some bad, or not bad decisions, we made some tough decisions back then too. So I have elected you guys to make decisions for the city the best you can. I don't need to know when you're voting to buy the police department a new car or something for the public works. I've elected you guys to make those decisions for me. And in my heart, I know you're gonna make the best decision for the city of Trenton. So just you, Dale, I believe kind of we're in the same boat. We both have set up there. We trust you guys, and we put our faith behind you guys that you guys will make the best decision for the city as a whole.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Karen Embrick. I live at 2029 Wayne Madison Road. I'm in the first house as you head into Woodsdale. I've lived there 26 years. I moved into a house with no windows, no siding, no flooring, no doors, and took on a shack. And in the last 26 years, my husband and I have worked hard and diligent to changing our lifestyle and living a nice lifestyle. We love where we live, and the thought of all of the things that can go wrong to the people in these communities is horrifying to me. As I said, 50-year nurse with intensive care experience, ICU experience, and emergency room experience, and you name it, I've done it as a nurse. And the fact that I think that we look lightly at the effects of what this is going to have to the children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren of our community seems to be shoved aside, and we don't seem to feel like you guys are tuned to that. I've raised 4 children. I've helped raise a couple of grandchildren, and I have 3 great-grandchildren. And I look at that and I think, is it safe for me to let them go out and play in the wading pool in our backyard after this data center goes up? Is it safe for my neighbor who goes out every summer and plants her own garden and grows her own green beans and her corn and the things that she likes to eat, and comes in and cans them because she's a single lady, lives alone, and has not got a good support system, and she uses those things to eat and live by and survive? And is it okay for these surroundings where our children go to school and they go outside and they play in the schoolyards with things in the air and noises and all the things that these data centers create? I really have mixed feelings that somewhere along the line, you folks and the people who are involved in this have forgotten the human part of this. I have 3 little dogs. I love them to death. They were all strays that we ended up with. I let them go out and play in the yard, and dogs eat grass. We all know that. Is it safe for my animals? What about the deer that play in the field across from my house? And I am within that very close range, believe me, that I've been watching for 26 years. What happens to them? Where do they go? Where do they go to get their food? They eat out of these fields. What happens to them and the animals and the people and the babies? And the couple behind me have a daughter and son-in-law live with them because they had some problems, some terrible things happen in their family, and they have 2 children. Their children are 1 and 4 years old. They put up an above-ground pool in their backyard, and every day in the summertime, they go outside and put their babies in that pool. And when that water gets low in that pool, we all live on a well. They turn on their well, and they add to their pool. And their babies are swimming in that. And you may not see the side effects now, but you know what? I've seen what things can do to people's bodies. I wouldn't want my grandchildren and great-grandchildren exposed to that. And I would have to think very differently about what I let my family do in my yard. Because I don't want my children to grow up with muscular dystrophy or strokes or asthma and the list is phenomenal. We could write a list as long from one end of this room to the other and not even touch what these kids are going to be exposed to. And it's not going to affect you guys unless you have children, grandchildren, and grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. It's not going to affect you, but down the road, it's going to affect a multitude of people. If you're talking exposure to New Miami, to Trenton, to Woodsdale, to Monroe, to all of the surrounding areas, you're talking a multitude of people and their families that are going to be affected by this. This is not something that you can lay down, ignore, and not look into in depth. You cannot not put some time with this and listen to Barry, look into it, investigate it, go further into depth, and give us the benefit of the doubt. My God, you are making a decision that's going to affect hundreds of thousands of people down the road in the next 20 years. And I may not be here, but my grandkids will. I have kids in my family, the Lord bless them, who are fighting over who's going to end up with our house when we're gone. And they all have kids, and their kids have kids. are we not important for you guys to give us that period of time and investigate this properly and prove to us that these decisions are the right ones or the wrong ones? We deserve that right. We've earned this. 26 years in that house says to me, I'm important. I took a nothing and made it into a home and a family home. And I'm not willing to give it up just because we don't know them. We don't think you're important. I'm just not willing to give it up. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have leukemia. We don't know where or why I have those diseases. But you know what? Down the road, they're going to take my life. And I have to be able to go to peace and go to heaven and sit with the good Lord. And hope that some of you realize somebody needs to look out for my family and the families around me and around these areas. You can't not give us that chance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Gary Embry, and I live at 2029 Wayne Madison Road along with my wife. Like she said, we lived there 26 years, moved from Fairfield, have lived there for a long time. Love it out here, absolutely love it. Tried to give a little bit back to the community as volunteers on the youth sports and stuff like that, and raised grandsons out here. When we moved to our property, we had an old hand-dug well, house built in 1935, 20 foot deep, all kinds of water, okay? We had no issues 2 or 3 years. All of a sudden, we started having issues. We don't have water. What's going on? So we checked into it and talked to our well people, the Yeagers, that have been around forever in Butler County. And they say you have a water table issue. Your land is up a little higher, so you're going to be affected first, probably. So we were affected. Said, okay, what do we do? Okay, let's drill a well. Okay, so we do that. I don't know how many $1,000s it cost me. Didn't matter. Needed water. I took that on by moving to the country, okay, where I knew there was no city water, stuff like that. I was aware of that. So we have this stuff. This lasted for maybe 10, 15 years. Started having water problems again. And so we call our well people, and we've had them out numerous times. And the bottom line is, and when we've had new pumps, all kinds of stuff, our well's way down there 40, 50 feet deep, the water table, okay? Water table's gone bad. We don't have enough water. We have a recovery rate of 5 gallons something, they said to us. So, okay, we're gonna live with it. And we do the best we can. We've gone through periods of time where we've had to go to people's houses to get showers. Okay, that's our problem. I understand that. So what do we see a couple, 2 or 3 years ago? We see this crew on Wayne Madison Road, and they're digging under the road. Oh, what they're doing? Well, what they're doing is they're putting the water line in down the Watson property. Okay? So I said, well, that's a good thing. They're going to take care of Woodsdale. They stopped the hydrant 6 feet from my property. Fine, I'm going to hook on. No, I'm not. We contacted the city 3 or 4 different times. We even went as far as contacting Warren Davison's office. And we've got nothing out of it. You even parked your truck in my driveway to weed eat around your fire hydrant. Now, should I not be concerned about a data facility that's going to use a couple million gallons of water a day? Is Woodsdale going to get water? Where we sit, there's no water any direction. It's an opportunity that why didn't Trenton take to give us the simple, most important thing of life, is water. Okay? Didn't do that. Hasn't been done. One individual I talked to over the phone, representing Trenton, some 2 or 3 years ago. I'm an old man, okay, so I'm 77 years old, I don't remember everything, all right? And the answer was, I'll get back with you in a couple of weeks. Never got back with us. We've talked to you 3 or 4 times, got nothing. So now, here this water line says, all this water is going to be used by the data. You have purchased the farm across the road from me, is that correct? Okay. What is going there? Is that another data center? Are they going to affect the water table too? And if you think a couple million gallons a day or whatever it is they're going to use, they're going to affect the water table. Now, and my wife is very passionate. If anybody, I apologize to all of you right now. I spent 30, 40 years. She upset me sometimes, but she's passionate about life. 50 years as a nurse. You know, you get passionate about people. The heck with money. What's more important, people or money? Money's nothing. You don't have the people and ways to take care of them. So our situation is, we see these test drills and stuff on this property over there. And now, I don't know, is Mr. Washington going to sell you that property too? We're going to have another one over there? What's Woodsdale going to get out of this? Water table dropping more? How far do I have to drill my well? Living on Social Security, when you finally have to give that paycheck up, it's awful hard to get about 10, 15 grand in your pocket to all of a sudden say, put a well in that you may hit and you may not. So that's our concern in Woodsdale. I have a neighbor here from Woodsdale. You know, we don't affect Trenton a lot. I don't think we ask for anything from you. What do you give us? You don't give us anything. Okay? So is it too much to ask about taking into consideration what's going to do to the water? I understand the pollution and all that kind of stuff. That was her passion. My passion is, I'm a big man. When I go in that shower, I won't be able to rinse all this off. It ain't easy. We had a little grass fire a few years ago. I don't have enough water pressure, enough water to put out a little grass fire. St. Clair Township come out, God bless them, because I'm in St. Clair Township. They come out, put out the fire. I was apologetic to them that they had to do that, but I had no water to put out this little bitty fire. I have that typical mold that kind of grows on your house, all the moisture. I have a pressure washer. Guess what? I can't even wash it because I don't have any water to do it with. We have enough water to basically get by with a #1 buyer probably of bottled water. But I understand that I'm an individual. That is our problem. But I'm concerned about the water table and the amount of water that's going to be taken out. Is there one data center going? Is there 2 or 3 data centers going? What are you doing with all these farms? I know you're not in the farming business. You're in the industrial business. That's what you want there. Think about the people. I thank you. If I offended anybody, I apologize. Thank you, sir, for showing up. I've never met a public official before. Glad to see you here.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And no need to apologize for either of you.
City Manager Nichols, would Woodsdale be in Southwestern Waters District?
My understanding is west of Woodsdale is within Southwest Regional's Water District. Yes, for service.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Seeing no one else, we'll go to unfinished business. I will entertain a motion that we read items 1 through 3 under unfinished business by title only.
So moved. Second.
Councilwoman Butts and Councilwoman Montgomery. Roll call, please.
Ms. Butts?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher?
Yay.
Mr. Prophet?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Mr. Rourke?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay. Mr. Ziffel.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 1, a resolution requesting the Butler County Auditor to advance to the Finance Director of the City of Trenton, Ohio, taxes assessed and collected for and on behalf of the City of Trenton, Ohio.
Thank you, Mr. Ziffel. I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Vice Mayor Croucher and Councilman Nichols. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Croucher.
Yay.
Mr. Nichols.
Yay.
Mr. Profit.
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery.
Yay.
Ms. Butts.
Yay.
Mr. Rourke.
Yay.
Mayor Perry.
Yay. Mr. Ziffel.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 2, an ordinance approving a lease agreement with Chris Rochelle Farms LLC for the lease of real property owned by the city of Trenton, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Ziffel. I will entertain a motion to authorize.
Second.
Councilman Nichols and Vice Mayor Croucher. Roll call, please.
Mr. Nichols.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher.
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery.
Yay.
Mr. Profit.
Yay.
Ms. Butts.
Yay.
Mr. Rourke.
Yay.
Mayor Perry.
Yay. Mr. Ziffel.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 3, an ordinance approving a lease agreement with Alex Rochelle Farms LLC for the lease of real property owned by the city of Trenton, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Ziffel. I'll entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Profit and Councilwoman Montgomery. Roll call, please.
Mr. Profit.
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher.
Yay.
Mr. Nichols.
Yay.
Ms. Butts.
Yay.
Mr. Rourke.
Yay.
Mayor Perry.
Yay. We have no public hearing, so we'll go on to new business. Number 1 is a motion authorizing the clerk of council to certify to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control the City of Trenton Council does not request a hearing on the application for a liquor permit for the Trenton Food and Grocery LLC, 313 West State Street, Trenton, Ohio 45067. Do we have any discussion about this?
I just want to clarify, this is just a transfer of a liquor permit.
Thank you very much. I will entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Butts and Councilman Nichols. Roll call, please.
Ms. Butts.
Yay.
Mr. Nichols.
Yay.
Mr. Profit.
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher.
Yay.
Mr. Rourke.
Yay.
Mayor Perry.
Yay. Number 2 is a motion authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Bud's Chrysler Jeep or Dodge Jeep for the purchase of a 2026 Ram 1500 ProMaster cargo van at a total cost of $40,759 and further authorizing the city manager to sign all documents related thereto. Do we have any questions or discussion about this item? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Profit and Councilwoman Butts. Roll call, please.
Mr. Profit.
Yay.
Ms. Butts.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher.
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery.
Yay.
Mr. Nichols.
Nay.
Mr. Rourke.
Yay.
Mayor Perry.
Yay. Number 3 is a motion authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with BenPack for the purchase of BenPack 14,000-pound alignment lift and a BenPack 3D Alger from BenPack Incorporated at a total cost of $31,933, and further authorizing the city manager to sign all related documents thereto. Do we have any discussion or comments? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved. Second.
Vice Mayor Croucher and Councilman Nichols. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Croucher.
Yay.
Mr. Nichols.
Yay.
Mr. Profit.
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery.
Yay.
Ms. Butts.
Yay.
Mr. Rourke.
Yay.
Mayor Perry.
Yay. Number 4, a motion authorizing the city manager to purchase water meters and related parts and accessories for the 2026 residential water meter replacement project as part of the city's proposed 5-year residential water replacement plan, payable to Buckeye State Pipe and Supply Company Incorporated at a cost of $400,000, and further authorizing the city manager to sign all related documents thereto. Do we have any questions?
I do have one question I thought of since the work session. Are these going to be purchased all in one big purchase, or are they just going to be spread out over time? Do we know?
That's a good question.
I will defer to Mr. Baker.
Good evening, council. To answer your question, no, they will not be purchased all at once due to warranty issues. Once we take ownership of the meters, the warranties begin. So we'll do this in stages. We've already allotted for the new residential homes that are projected to come in this year. And whatever happens up here to new development. And then we'll set aside so many meters, we'll start buying them in increments. They will not all be done at one time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baker.
All right, any additional questions? This time, I'll entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Rourke and Councilwoman Montgomery, roll call, please.
Mr. Rourke?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Prophet?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Butts?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay. All right, and at this time, we'll move to legislation, and now entertain a motion that we read item 1 under legislation by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Nichols and Councilwoman Butts, roll call, please.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Butts?
Yay.
Mr. Prophet?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher?
Yay.
Mr. Rourke?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay. Mr. Ziffel.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 1, an ordinance amending section 210.02 of the codified ordinances of the city of Trenton, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Ziffel, and we'll stick with you for reports. Thank you. Mr. Beresford.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no reports other than I'm excited to say that Citizens Academy starts next Thursday, and I'm looking forward to all the participants. And if you're still interested, we still have a couple of spots, and you see me after the meeting with us. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beresford. Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, Mayor Perry. I have no reports this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. And Mr. Masisklis.
Thank you, Mayor. My only report is to address a little bit of the changes, well, not so much changes, what will maintain the same as the tax department moves to RETA. Some folks say, hey, we won't be waiving the late filing fee anymore. That is not accurate. It is still city code as well as state law and our directives to RETA that the first time late filing fee of $25 will be waived for anyone who has not had it waived since 2023. So if you had it waived for your 2024 taxes, sure, you'll have the $25 fee, but it will continue to be waived for first-time non-filers.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masisklis. We'll move on to audience of council. And we'll start with Councilman Prophet.
I would like to recognize Public Works for their work on the snow removal. Heck of a job, as usual. I'd like to recognize first responders, fire, police, EMS, especially with everything that transpired yesterday. And our mutual aid partners. It's great that we have mutual aid. Tomorrow's the first Friday of the month. Coffee with a Cop, 7 a.m., State Street Coffee. And then I also wanted to touch on a few things. When it is brought up that if we had kids in the community, that we may care more about the data center. I believe almost everyone up here either has a kid or a grandchild that lives in this community. When I leave this meeting tonight, I am heading to the hospital. We are getting induced and we are going to have a baby this weekend. I would not do anything that would harm that baby. So that notion that we don't care about the people, totally ridiculous. I wanted to touch on transparency for a minute because that's been brought up multiple times. Data center or Prologis? This was brought up in the October 17, 2024 work session, which was a public meeting. The October 17, 2024 council meeting, which was an open meeting. The November 7th, 2024 work session, which was an open meeting. The November 7th, 2024 council meeting, which was an open meeting. The February 20th, 2025 work session, which was an open meeting. The March 10th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting, which was an open meeting. The April 17th, 2025 work session, which was an open meeting. The April 17th, 2025 council meeting, which was an open meeting. The May 1st, 2025 work session, which was an open meeting. The November 6th, 2025 council meeting, which was an open meeting. That November 6th, 2025 council meeting was also the first meeting that somebody publicly spoke out against it. 25 regularly scheduled council meetings before the data center was first discussed, before somebody stepped to that podium against it. I was not up here in this seat at that time, but I don't know how you guys were to know that anybody in the community was against it when nobody came up for 25 straight meetings.
And then I would also like to ask Mr. Zofel a few questions. Are we required to have that camera up there in that corner to broadcast these online?
Mr. Prophet, no, we are not.
Thank you. Are we required to post the agenda online before the meetings?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Are we required to post the minutes online after the meeting?
Not immediately, no, but at some point down the road. Actually, not online. No, none of that has to be posted online.
Okay.
That's a really good point, yeah. None of that has to be posted online.
Okay. And with broadcasting live, we also don't need to leave comments open on the Facebook videos, but we do that by choice, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We do that by choice.
Thank you. We do not have to put them on YouTube for record-keeping purposes, do we?
Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you. We're also not required to hold the roundtables that we choose to hold. Do we have the ability to limit speakers' times up there?
Actually, we're not even obligated as a public body to even have public session where the residents can voice their concerns. That's actually an election.
Thank you. So other municipalities such as Mount Orem who have put moratoriums in place, they require...
That's where I'm from.
So they require residents to submit notice before they're going to speak.
Sure
They also
do.
have a
She's
10-minute time limit, which we do not impose on anybody.
That's correct. At this time, we do not.
Okay. I was not sitting up here when all of this discussion started, but based on all of this, I don't know what more council could have done to be transparent. When people speak out against the data center, the amount of info that they post online, they clearly have the ability to do research. But when it came to the data center, they wanted the info handed to them. And simply because council did not do that, it is now portrayed as council was not transparent. And I just simply do not understand that motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prophet. Councilwoman Montgomery.
I have had conversations in the last probably 2 months, maybe 3, with different ideas, different thoughts, and you mentioned Mount Orem. I'm glad you did, because they're having a little problem there as well. I know all about it. And you know, it surprises me when things are shown or brought up to validate certain comments, and then all of a sudden that ain't true no more. That bothers me. I've lived on this earth for 72 years, and I'm glad that in my life I've always had a choice. Sometimes those choices haven't maybe been the smartest choices that I've made, but I've tried to always take my choices and look at it as what I could do best for other people. When I decided, I really wasn't the one that decided for me to run for city council. It was something that and you can roll your eyes and think whatever you want to think, but I pray. And I know that there is power in that. And when I ran this last time, I felt as if you want to feel like that you're a victim, but I became a victim of everybody's judgment. Everybody. And I'm here to tell you that there is nothing more important to me than being a resident here in this city and doing the best that I can to support this city, the residents, and everybody here. I live in this town. I have for 30 years. This has been my home. I do not intend to move anywhere else. Been tempted to, but have decided against it because I find this home. it's my home. I want to say thank you to our Public Works. You know, I gave out the instruction that they could stop at my house and get hot chocolate and cookies. And I went to this grocery store and I bought up hot chocolate and cookies. But they were so busy getting everything done that was for the residents. Nobody stopped at my house. I stood at the window looking for them to stop. I seen the yellow lights going down the street. And I thought, well, maybe one of them will stop in here, because they were told in a staff meeting that they could. And then I had a conversation with our Public Works people, Brad. And he told me that these people that we have working in that department didn't even go home, spent the night there. Am I saying it right?
They slept in hammocks.
Slept in hammocks. And he had to go to Todd's and buy pizzas. That was the only place open. Nothing else was open. But when I finally was out on the first day I went out, this is the only city that the main strip was plowed, that the streets were plowed. And you know, we have the best police department, we have the best Public Works, and we have the best people serving in the office and all of the things, and this is a wonderful place to live. And I make decisions that are important to keep what the residents need and want. You want the best police? You want the best fire department? You want all of that? Well, I got news for you. If you didn't figure it out, it takes money to do that. And we are not going to slight our workers and not support them and their families, just like I love our dispatch. And I love this city. And I don't intend to see anything bad happening. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Councilman Will?
Yeah, I just, like a lot of us up here, this is my third council meeting. I've already been called a money grabber and been called things that I'm not, which is, you know, I'm only human as anybody else. It hurts, but you got to shake it off. I'm looking forward to touring the data center because I want to see if it's the monster everybody says it is. And if it is, I'm not going to vote for it. And what the residents need to understand is that we're your neighbors. I mean, I'm a people person. I've been in ministry for 35 years. I have Trenton yard sales every year just to talk to people. I set stuff out just to fellowship and talk with people. I'm not a money grab. I'm not a corporate America. People might think we are. But already I have been I call it character death, where people take your words and twist them. And there's one statement I want to straighten out. She had left, but Mr. Blankenship, you commented on at the round table. It was told that Mr. Rourke told someone that if they don't like it, move. That is not what I said. I gave my testimony in '97 when I bought my home, had it built. I had farmland around me, but I do not have farmland no more. And all I was saying was it would be very unfortunate if somebody had to go to a point to move because of a data center. That was my testimony. I did not tell anybody if you don't like it, move. That is cold-hearted. That is inconsiderate. I also used the word, it would be very unfortunate. In other words, I have compassion for the residents of Trenton. I care. But like I also said, we can't always get what we want. And there's times we have to make unfortunate decisions. But you got my promise. If I go and tour this data center And if it's the monster everybody says it is, I would vote against it, not because you want me to, not because all the information everybody digs up on the internet and all, because I would not let something come in here that will, my sons I raised here, and now I have grandbabies that live here. Over here at Delaware Crossing, I have 2 beautiful granddaughters that live out here. And I wish the residents of Trenton quit seeing us as money grabbers, corporate America monsters. I became a councilman because I wanted to get involved with the community I live in.
Yep.
I get up and go to work every single day. I have my own business I've had for 34 years under my name. And that's what it's about, for this city to excel, but also to care about the residents and do what's right. So please don't prejudge us. I mean, how can we vote no on something we ain't even voted on? We are still in the process, and it takes time. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Bunce.
I would like to thank Mr. Creech for being here tonight. I especially, it resonated with me that he said that we should be able to disagree and still sit together and have an amicable conversation.
Yep.
And I totally believe that. I also love that he pointed out that you can have an opinion as a person, and then when you're in a different position, an elected official, and you get different information or you just learn the way a city works, your opinion may be different in that role than it is personally. I'm not going to sit up here and defend any of my actions because I think that makes it look as if I did something wrong. I am, however, going to remind everyone, as others have said, we live right here. I would not do anything that I thought would be negative for anybody in our community. I want everybody to understand that I'm showing respect, and the people up here are showing respect at the same time that we are not getting the respect from everyone. We're all adults, and we should all be respected. I see eye rolling. I'm hearing people accusing us of not doing our research. Nobody knows what research any of us has or has not done. Yeah. I'm not going to make a decision on something that I have not looked into myself. I never have, never will. I'm not just talking about data centers. I'm not going to vote on something that I have not educated myself in. So I just want everybody to understand that I'm here for the right reasons. I'm listening, I hear you, and I will vote accordingly for what is best for this community. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Nichols.
First, I'd like to thank Public Works for all they've been doing, getting the streets cleared and everything. Plus, on top of that, I think just about every time I've been out and about for the last week or 10 days or so, I've seen those guys out doing a water main break. It seems like there's been a lot of them. So it's not just the plowing that they've been busy with.
No.
They've been busy with the water main breaks and everything else too. They do a good job for us. That and the police and fire department, especially with the incident last night. It's kind of unnerving when you sit down after dinner to relax a little bit and pick up your phone and you see there's been a big fire and the 2 firemen were hurt.
Yeah.
And, especially when your son's on that fire department. You don't want to contact him right then because you know he's busy and everything, so you're worried about that. But fortunately it wasn't my son that was injured, but just
was his friend.
Prayers go out to those guys that were, that they'll be okay. Prayers go out for the family of the victim of the fire and for the deputy that was assaulted today and injured. Just a little explanation on my no vote on the van for IT and the activities. I don't necessarily disagree with having a vehicle for them. I think we probably do need another vehicle for the administrative staff. I'm just not sure that a cargo van was the best choice. I think we maybe a larger SUV that could be used for other purposes also would have been a better choice, is why I voted no on that. But, there again, I didn't get my way, but I'll live with it. That's the way it is. There's 6 other votes up here. to touch a little bit more on what Mr. Prophet had to say. Yeah, everybody's screaming that they want transparency from this council. And like Mr. Prophet said, I think we've been about as transparent as we can be. On the other hand, there's some people in this room that haven't been. And I'll give you a couple examples. There's a couple new Facebook pages that have been created lately, mainly in the anti-data center crowd. As everybody knows, I'm the one that gets on Facebook a lot and reads the comments and answers questions. And I've told people, you might not agree with my answer, but it'll be the truth. But yet these new groups that have been formed, I've either been denied membership in the group or I've been completely blocked from the group. Okay? That's not transparency.
No.
If you expect transparency for us, we should be able to expect transparency from you. Okay? The other thing, there was a webinar, I believe it was Tuesday night. There's supposed to be a lot of information about data centers. When I saw that, I thought, okay, there's another resource for me to learn more about them possibly. Well, then I read on Facebook, somebody posted on Facebook, be sure and log into this webinar. You don't even have to pay attention to it. Just log in and you'll be counted as anti-data center. So I didn't log in. Yeah, it was a good opportunity for me to learn something, but because they're skewing the records there to try and get numbers, they're keeping people from getting the information. That's not transparency either. The only other thing I have is, Mr. Masisklis, have we got a update lately on the Veterans Memorial contributions?
Yes. Councilman Nichols, I sent this on to our Parks and Events staff. I will give you an update. It's in Wayne though.
Okay.
A minute or two.
We can move on.
We can move on.
If you have anything else?
No, that's all.
All right.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Croucher.
I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning at State Street. Coffee, like Austin said, coffee with the cop. It's always an enjoyable time to come out and talk with your Trenton PD. At the round table, some people made a comment that Calvin Woodry and Mr. Perry, I'm glad you're here. I see the people out here with their shirts on that say water. That very group made the comment that Dale Perry did not run for council again because he was scared of you. Or you guys ran him off. Hang on, it's my turn to talk, sir. That y'all ran him off like Calvin and Jenny Combs. Jenny Combs, Calvin Woodry, and Dale Perry served this city with great integrity and honor.
Yes.
And I personally took offense to that. Thank you, Ray, for taking up for them. I kept my mouth shut. But right there he is. If you guys want to make that claim, there he is. Say it to his face. And he'll tell you why he didn't run for council again.
Had nothing to do with water.
I have personally a sister that lives in this town. I have a grandson that lives in Madison Township. I have a son that lives in Madison Township. I have a son that lives in this town. I have great nieces and great nephews that live in this town. And I have nieces and nephews that live in this town. And if you think I would do something to hurt them, you're wrong. I would not. Austin, well said tonight. Kenny, well said tonight.
Thank you.
Every one of you, Marcy, Ray, Sharon, well said tonight. This is the most thankless job I have ever had in my life. We're just trying to do the right things. We're trying to guide this city into the future. If If everybody's mad at me for the way I talk tonight, come see me tomorrow morning at State Street. I'll be more than glad to talk to you. But other than that, Mayor, that's all I have to say.
Can I say one more thing? I want to thank those of you who are still here. It shows a lot of character that you're willing to listen to what others have to say, as opposed to speaking your mind and then leaving like some have done. So I appreciate those who are willing to listen to everyone involved.
Thank you. I'd like to say one more thing, too. I forgot one thing. I had my notes written on this. I had this actually that I brought with me to read. I thought this was interesting. This is actually part of the disclaimer at the bottom of the Channel 9 news story that's posted online. It says, this story was reported on air by a journalist and has been converted to this platform with the assistance of AI. I just found that interesting that they're using AI to develop their story against AI.
Can I state one more thing as well?
Go ahead.
You know what? We're off the rails now.
We are.
So there was also a post in regards to, it was reshared, but it was Representative Creech shared a post of a gathering at Todd's, which is a public, built or private, but nobody on council has any vested interest in Todd's. And there were a few local elected leaders there, and people said some derogatory comments about how it was shady, how the public wasn't made aware of it. Could it be because our representatives don't want to hear from the people? Matthew, is that stack of business cards still right there from Representative Creech?
Yes, sir.
Please grab one of those on the way out the door. Also, representatives that work for Warren Davidson, they are here on a regular basis. They are here, they will be here on March 4th, May 6th, July 1st, September 2nd, and November 4th at 12:30 p.m. If you want to talk to somebody associated with your representative, Warren Davidson,
show up.
Show up. But don't say that they're out there hiding when they are out in public. I have never seen a representative more in public than Rodney Creech.
Me neither.
And Warren Davidson.
Me neither.
But a lot of people that like to complain, they run out in the hall and they meet him for the very first time here. How long has Rodney Creech been our representative here? How long has Warren Davidson been our representative here? Don't slander them online. They deal enough with that slander from Washington and everywhere else. The last thing they need to hear is simple falsehoods. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to say last call for anyone, just to make it a little easier.
The Veterans Memorial Fund ended 2025 with $176,041.24. We are averaging about $40 a month that goes directly to the Middletown Community Foundation from our water bill roundup. So that's where we.
All right, I don't know how I'm going to follow all that up. I would just first like to say it's, like I said before, it's a terrible tragedy what happened. I hated to see that last night. And honestly, I hated to see all the arguments with the actions taken. The whole thing was terrible. It goes back to one of those things where you hear something bad happening and you wish you could do something, but there's nothing to be done. And that leads me to your water issue as well. So what they have for water is they have districts. And there is a line where Trenton cannot provide water past this line. It falls into the Southwest Water District. We are currently in a bit of a disagreement with Southwest Water already over water districts because they have the right to protect their water district no matter what we do because they have federal loans. So if you're considered in the Southwest Water District, we legally can't provide you water. Now, I wish we could. I would provide all of Woodsdale water if we could. I would try to provide it across the bridge to those. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Technically, we don't live in Woodsdale. 6 feet from my driveway. And somebody here said it was the west side. You're on the west side. Explain that.
So I will tell you right now that there are citizens in the city of Trenton that we're in a disagreement about with Southwest because they say they're technically our customers. Even though they live in the city of Trenton, they're saying by a rule that was established in 1920, help me out here, Nick. It was in the 1920s, correct?
Their map was from 1994.
Okay.
The Water Service District map, which it doesn't matter whether you're in the township or whatever the Woodsdale designated area is. Your property, if it's on the west side of Wayne Madison Road, is in Southwest Regional's declared service boundary.
Okay. What about the Watson Farm that you put the water line on? That actually wraps around our property.
We have been told we're not allowed to service that area either.
You're not allowed to service the Watson Farm, even though you put a water line on it?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that's the truth. That's one thing we've been going through because there are subdivisions in Trenton that I think that we've been servicing since the 80s. Am I right with that? That now it's coming back and saying we can't service them anymore.
Southwest.
Because they're within their district. So it's not just at that. It's a water district with citizens that have had our pipes in the ground since the 80s are being said that we can't service them anymore because they're technically in their district.
And I will add that at a higher water rate than what the city of Trenton charges.
Yeah.
And we're trying to take care of our
If you don't have
citizens.
any water to shower with, you're not concerned about price, trust me.
Oh, no. Look.
A big body, good.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I agree with you 100%. Like I stated, I would love to provide you water. And I don't know of anybody in the city that wouldn't want to. But we would end up in court again with a lawsuit if we provided you water. And what they would want would be restitution for the lost water revenue that they would have. But they still wouldn't put pipes in the ground to service you. They would just want restitution.
Wait. Who paid for that water line that was put there?
We did.
Okay.
It'll service our side of the road.
What, was that a mistake?
That was before any of those. We only became knowledgeable about these boundary lines. When was it?
Just a little bit ago, because I've been approached about it, and
6 months, maybe 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
I own
I would
property.
say June of 2025.
Yep.
So June of 2025, we were served with notice that said, hey, by the way, all of these homes are in our district. Here's this map. And what we said is, this is the first we've ever seen of this map. And Southwest Water came back and said, well, it doesn't matter. That's why.
So as it relates to the western portion along Wayne Madison, that is Southwest Regional. That has to be provided by Southwest Regional at this point in time. So any conversations with property owners and water currently would be with Southwest Regional, not the city of Trenton.
No, I don't want to act ignorant, but I don't even know who Southwest Water is.
Some of our staff can talk to you after. Some of our staff can talk to you after the meeting. A few of us are on Southwest.
And if that doesn't come to fruition, and I understand what you're saying, being without water would be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and I'll give you, I'm sure everybody in Trenton has my phone number by now anyway. It's been put on Facebook. I don't know how many times, but I can give you a business card, and if you run into problems or you're not getting the answers you want, you can call me anytime. I field calls all the time, so.
You have enough problems. I'm not going to leave your mind. It's just a question.
Yes.
Because it's kind of hard to look and see this nice fire hydrant sitting next to my property, and I turn my water on, and we don't dare drink it because we don't know what we're drawing.
Yeah.
It's been a battle,
No.
okay? We came from Fairfield, tired of that city life, Come out here, love this community, still love it. Whatever these decisions are made on this data center, stuff like that, we'll live with it. This young lady here said she was 72. I'm 77, she's 78.
My husband's 77.
We chose to come out here to live our life out.
That's
and
right.
we're gonna live it out. Now, I may be a little on the foul side because I don't have no water, but I ain't going nowhere and my house is not for sale.
Look, I'm not going to doubt that that you are a little bit, because not having any water would put me in the same place you are right now. So we will get you some answers, and like I said, I'll give you my business card. If ever you hit a roadblock, I'll do everything I can.
Are we free to contact Southwest if we want to?
Absolutely.
You better.
Absolutely.
Tell them what information we were given here, because I don't want to create problems more than it already is.
No, absolutely.
Nope.
I would encourage you to.
I would.
Definitely would encourage
Call them
that.
and ask them if they can supply you water.
That's right.
I have a question.
And if they say no, let us know.
My question is, if my house catches fire and we call for help, and the hydrant is sitting down there, will that be available to us?
Yes.
To protect our property?
So for emergency reasons, it can be used.
We do mutual aid.
Yes,
We do mutual aid with St. Clair Township.
Yep.
We would not
Madison
restrict.
Township.
We don't restrict any departments from using our hydrants if they're the closest in proximity. Southwest Water, however, does. We actually have a hookup with Southwest Water on North Miami Street that can supply us water if something would happen, that our plant would be down or something, okay? It's not normally used, it's for emergency purposes only. It's actually in the contract that's for drinking purposes only. So evidently, they restrict the use of their water for firefighting.
Because I don't want to be made out of a liar to my insurance company when I say, there's a fire hydrant right at the end of my road. If you can't put my house out on cold fire, because
Yeah.
I'm lied to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Not a problem at all. Other than that, I think that's been it's been a good thing. I think I'm done. So I'd just like to thank everybody for speaking up, everybody for coming. Like State Representative Creech said, we can all disagree, and then we can walk around and everything be okay. So.
And I want to say what Councilwoman Marcy said. I thank all of you that have stayed. It shows that you're like us. You care. You care.
Right. Well, knowing that, I will entertain a motion that we adjourn tonight's proceedings.
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Montgomery and Councilman Nichols. Roll call, please.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Croucher?
Yay.
Mr. Prophet?
Yay.
Ms. Butts?
Yay.
Mr. Rourke?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay. We are adjourned tonight at 8:58 p.m. Everyone have a good night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
I got people on Facebook saying, well said, Councilman Prophet.